Hello, everyone, and welcome to Voice Like a Lion podcast. I'm your host, Stephen Pemberton, and today we have with us our new friend, Dustin, who is the Director of Partnerships and Affiliates at Inflection. I hope I said that right. Probably butchered it. Did I do that
Nailed
right?
it.
No,
Nailed
let's
it.
go. So, co-founder of Aphistash. Did I butcher that one?
You got it. Man, you're on top of it.
Oh my goodness, I'm 2 for 2. An affiliate recruitment super tool, and he is the host of the Affiliate Nerd Out podcast. Dustin, welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here. Do all your guests roar? Should I give one of those? Does that
We
work?
can start. You're the
Okay.
first, but we can we can we can start now. That's amazing. I love that you opened it up that way. That's
Uh,
incredible. So let me ask, you have all this experience in affiliates, everything is around affiliates. How long have you been doing affiliates and affiliate marketing, all that stuff?
it's been 15 years. So my
Wow.
background is I joined the Marine Corps out of high school, and then I became a professional poker player and poker dealer for a time, and then I got my first career in affiliate marketing 15 years ago, where I utilized those skills that I had created over time, and I fell in love with affiliate marketing. Saw how much money people are making out there, and how many lives it's changing. And I've helped a lot of clients through the years to improve their affiliate program, and helped a lot of affiliates make some really good money.
Amazing. First and foremost, thank you for your service. Both of my parents were in the military, so I always want to thank a veteran.
Hoorah.
And secondly, it makes sense now outside when we were talking before the podcast why you're going to go to the poker tables. It makes a lot of sense. I might come with you now. Now I might be willing to gamble because at least I have you on my side. Because if I was going in there blind, I'm losing my shirt. And this is like my I only have 3 or 4 of these black shirts, and this is my only uniform. So I'm trying to keep as many as I got. But with you being 15 years in affiliate marketing, what have you seen over the 15 years you've been in it that has changed, that's evolved, and what does that look like today?
Oh, it's had a wide range of uh, it's like a roller coaster in affiliate marketing. So just like any other marketing discipline, it has to evolve, and it has to you as a marketer has to adapt. So affiliate marketing, when I first got into it, there's a whole bunch of coupon sites that were all the rage, and a lot of companies would be working with them, and see this, that coupon sites were bringing in a lot of traffic and a lot of sales, but eventually the entire ecosystem kind of opened its eyes and realized that they're not driving what we call incremental traffic or incremental value to the sales, and they're just standing in front of a cash register handing out coupons to people that were already going to check out and buy purchase products. So we saw an evolution of like coupon sites just take a downturn, and content sites take an uprise. And right now the uprising is in influencer marketing,
Mm-hmm.
adapting to affiliate marketing and trying to be working on a performance basis. So I like to say that there is a new hurdle with affiliate marketing every year, and it feels like the apocalypse is going to happen when uh, in the industry, because there's this new hurdle in front of us. But affiliate marketing figures out a way to go over that hurdle or walk around it, and we are really hard to kill.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've seen too. So my mom is basically a serial entrepreneur, I would say. She's done so many different businesses in the span of my 30 some odd years on this planet. But one thing that's always been interesting is affiliates. So I think that affiliates have been around a long time. This is something that, like for me, I just have such a big network of SaaS companies, of other business owners, and it's like affiliate this, affiliate that, and so, how do you notice, or if you were someone looking to be, let's say, become an affiliate for the first time? What kind of companies would you recommend that they work with, and what does that look like? What kind of percentages should they ask for? Should they ask for whatever? What is your thoughts on that?
If somebody wants to become an affiliate, the number one tip I have is find one brand that you are passionate about
Mm,
and are open to talking about, and stick with that brand and until you become sales active and profitable and earning commissions. And don't change anything else until you figure out how to work this brand and how to make some money with that brand. So join their affiliate program, figure out every company's different. Every program's a little bit different in terms of like the tracking links they give you and how much commission you can earn. But the ultimate is joining the program, getting your link, and then figuring out how to get your voice out into the public and talk people into having that same experience that you had and purchasing that product and going through that. So stick with one brand is the biggest tip I can give anybody.
Very interesting because from what I've seen of inexperienced affiliate marketers is they'll just go wide. So it's like even people who have a big following is they'll affiliate this food company or they affiliate a whole bunch of things just trying to get in as much money as possible instead of sticking in one vertical. What have you noticed? Because for me, from the outside looking in, because when I work with e-commerce brands and they do something similar where they just shotgun their product range, it basically dilutes down the brand. Do you notice that as well with affiliates, where if they're just affiliating anyone and everyone, that it dilutes the affiliate as a whole, or how do you think of that?
I don't hate the concept of diluting
Mm-hmm.
or having more evangelists and influencers with your brand. Uh, my concept with that is they're not going to be that effective, and
Mm.
that's okay. They're still representing the brand, and as long as they're on brand and not running the brand down in a negative way, I'm okay with having them in the program. But ultimately their audience has to match what the brand is trying to go for, and if it doesn't, then they're not going to drive any sales. Not that that's a problem. So affiliate marketing, a big portion about affiliate marketing is the concept that this is brand marketing. This is branding. Like you're getting your name out there as a brand because somebody believes in your product and what you're doing. So, uh, going back to like just stick with one product, that's the initial. Like influencers are more than welcome to do a wide range. If they're a marketing blog and they want to promote a cat toy, go for it. It's not going to be that effective, but if they're marketing brand and or influencer and want to promote a product like Affy Stash in the affiliate space, that's going to convert a lot better. So it doesn't hurt to try, but my concept is make sure that the brand that you start affiliate marketing with is a brand that you care about and that you can actually produce sales first before moving on to something else.
That makes sense. So with Appistash, how does that work on the affiliate side? So if this is a influencer wanting to become an affiliate, or how does it work on the brand side if I'm looking for influencers, let's say?
Yeah, AffyStash is designed to help brands find target influencers and affiliates that would be a good fit for their brand. So, uh, for example, going back to the it's a cat toy product. I'm going to go for mommy bloggers that own cats or influencers out there that have a bunch of cat videos. Like I'm going to go and reach out to those folks and target them to be an affiliate of my cat toy product. So it just makes your life a whole lot easier as an affiliate manager or business owner to target the right people that are going to be a fit for that brand.
Got it. That makes sense. So with a brand, let's say that they have just been doing paid marketing, or let's say they've done social media marketing. They haven't really done any of the affiliate side. What would you say would be a good amount as far as commission or affiliate percentage to give if you wanted to attract good influencers, even if they're micro influencers? They don't necessarily have to be macro influencers.
Yeah, it's a difficult question to answer because nothing can be that broad. If you have margins of 60% profit, you can offer a whole lot more to your affiliates than somebody
Yeah.
that has a 10% profit margin, right? Uh, One thing I suggest to people is go look at your competitors. Take your three top competitors as a brand and go see what they're giving out to their affiliates as a base commission and try to match them or make it better. And if you can afford it, make it better. If you can afford to give away your product to these influencers that you're reaching out to so that they can get a good experience with them, absolutely do that. So the base commission of what you can give away is very difficult to judge unless you know your profit margins. And if you don't know your profit margins and start an affiliate program, you're doing it wrong. All right. Affiliate marketing should be way down the line of things that you should be working on. I would work on social. I would work on paid campaigns. I would work on organic way before I started affiliate marketing.
Interesting. So an interesting take because there's a I'll give you a real example. So there's a guy that I know. He's owns a marketing agency. He's been doing that for well over a decade now. And he and I are talking about launching a digital products business.
Okay.
And with digital products, the margins are going to be pretty high. And he has a big network of affiliates and he has a big network of influencers. So with us is that was one of our main takes was like, hey, maybe we could leverage that to begin with to launch the product. But with you saying that, it's like, what would you say to us that's like, hey, you might want to steer away from that and think about that a little bit further down the line?
The biggest reason I say wait until affiliate marketing is you need to make sure all of your internal marketing campaigns are tightened up, because what the last thing you want to do is reach out to a whole bunch of affiliates, get them to send traffic to your site that doesn't convert. All right.
Yep.
That's going to burn bridges, and you don't want to do that with high potential affiliates that are capable of a lot of traffic. So what you need to be focused on is your conversion rate optimization is first and foremost. Make sure the traffic that you are getting is converting into actual users and clients. And once that's tightened up, make sure you're working on your internal email drip campaigns, which means if you capture an email or a lead on your website, make sure that you're sending them the right message to close that sale if they don't buy on the first time around. So good affiliates are going to look at your site and sniff this out and figure out, oh, these guys don't know what they're doing. I'm not going to send my quality traffic from the people that believe in my word to this website because they're not going to convert for me. So make sure those things are tightened up before you start reaching out to affiliates to promote your product.
Makes sense. So it's basically making sure you have the right product market fit before you take it to them. From what I heard, because I had another recording I did earlier today, and this guy has run hundreds of millions of dollars in paid traffic. And he was explaining that. He's like, hey, before you want to think about really scaling any kind of paid traffic, you want to make sure that you have the right product market fit, that you understand their pain points, that your website converts. And this is something I talk about a lot when it comes to e-commerce, is because I work mainly with e-commerce brands, is they want more traffic. So similarly, you would want to have affiliates send you more traffic, but it's like, maybe you don't actually need that. It's like, okay, you've got 1,000 people showing up to your website every month and you convert less than 1%. I think maybe you want to fix the conversion rate to, even if you went to 2%, which is still not great, now you've doubled your business. It's like maybe we work there instead of trying to get more traffic to it. So it's similarly to what you're saying right here.
Yeah, and it definitely depends on the price point. If you've got a $50 price point or average order value, 1% stinks. But if you've
Yep.
got a $2,000 price point average order value, 1% is pretty average and maybe
Yep.
even good. So it depends on what the product is. And the lower the price range on what the product is, for example, digital goods are usually, anywhere from $7 all the way to
Yep.
$100. That is a direct consumer product that people will instantly buy if the right message is there. And conversion rates can go up to like 20% on something like that because the price point's low, and it's not a hard sell. If it's something that you can, you know, get their attention and solve a problem, that conversion rate's going to be great. But not every product is built the same.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Similarly with ecom, is there's a client that we have that his average order value is about $800. So his conversion rate is about 1% because it's higher price. There's a little bit more education that needs to go into it for people to make that buying decision. And similarly, there's clients that we've have had in the past where their average order value is $40. It's like that one, their conversion rate's way higher because it's like, okay, hopefully this thing has a lot of good reviews, over 4,000 reviews on this one product, means it's probably pretty good. Great. If it's $40 and it shows up and it's not that great, I didn't lose a ton. But if it's $400, And now I get in, this thing isn't great. It's like, oh man, now I just lost out on $400. Yeah, you can return it, but it's like the hassle of all of it. So I think that is really interesting, talking about different price points. So with you being in the affiliate space, what have you seen price point wise? Is there a big difference for as far as affiliates goes, where if I'm affiliating something that's $50 or something that is $5,000? And I can give you an example of one after you answer.
It depends on what your niche and vertical that you're focused on as an affiliate. If you're into selling services and into selling high ticket items, that's your gig and you're looking after those for those big commissions, so be it. But stick to it. Like, you don't want to be selling a $5,000 product over here and a $40 product over here. It just doesn't make all that much sense. It's a different sales cycle for each one of
Mm-hmm.
those products. Now, can you have different blog posts catering to these audiences? For sure. But most of the time, the people that are into big ticket items are exclusive to those kinds of, because they know how to run those kinds of campaigns to gain that traffic and find the right audience, and they're willing to pay for that traffic because they know their commissions are going to be so hard or huge that they're going to arbitrage that cost early on to drive that traffic to those sites.
Yeah, so the example I wanted to use, there's a company so their website is amazing.com, and they sell an Amazon course. And well, now it's like Amazon, Shopify, it's all the things now. But when it first came out, this was when my wife and I were selling on Amazon. And so for us, as we ended up getting into it, and then when we first got into it, it was about $5,000. The very next year, they 5x the price to $25,000. They only open the enrollment twice a year, so I thought that's cool, scarcity, all those things.
Okay.
But what they did that was smart was that they found, so they used the 5,000, got a lot of testimonials, made sure that it worked, and then they raised the price to $25,000, and then they started getting some big affiliates that were sending them great traffic, and then their affiliate percentage was like 30%. So you could make pretty good money off of a $25,000 course. And well, I just watched them become, they are kind of the industry leaders when it comes to education around Amazon, especially.
Yeah, I remember working with them in some kind of capacity. It's been a couple of years since I've done it, but I forget who it was that was working there. It might not be working there anymore, but I do remember that company. Great URL, like
Yeah,
$1 million URL there.
yeah. I mean, that was one to me that it's really fascinating. I was just curious your take on that. So for $25,000, that's to me, I was like, that's a ton of money just to get a course. Is what Because I mean, there's affiliates that have made millions of dollars just from selling that one course.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that course is catered towards people who are wanting to come on Amazon, not necessarily to already existing Amazon sellers. Which to me, when I'm looking at it as a third party, you're speaking to an audience that wouldn't have as much buying power as, let's say, a brand that's already doing $1 million a year. So how do you think that they were able to convert that traffic so well?
It would be the affiliates that are driving traffic, have relevant traffic or audiences to that, is probably my best guess for what they're doing. I didn't realize the price point was that high. That's pretty crazy. And everybody that would be joining that program is probably very well vetted, and that'll keep their conversion rates up for the
Mm,
program. So in
yeah.
turn, they can showcase, hey, we have this really good EPC, earnings per click, for all of our
Yep.
affiliates, which is enticing to bring in new affiliates into the program and show them that, hey, we're converting really well. You should be promoting this product. Here is your earnings per click potential. Like, we think your audience is a really good fit. How can we work together? So that value proposition of keeping the riffraff out is
Yep.
a really good solution in products like that.
That makes sense. So I want to get your take on this when it comes to the affiliate space too. There's a company that I know that they do something I thought was pretty interesting. So there's two different companies that they have similar services, but one of them, what they do is, let's say that I have an e-commerce brand you buy from me, is on the checkout. After you check out, you get an email from us a few days later after you receive your product. And it's like, hey, instead of just asking you to do a review, it asks you to sign up as an affiliate. So what you can do is you sign up as an affiliate, you can make content, you can get, if people buy from you, you get a percentage off of that. Do you see that as a smart play after you have the right product market fit? Some similar to what we talked about earlier. You have good product market fit. You know that your website converts, and you're basically asking these people who are now your customers to become affiliates. Do you think that that's a good way to scale a business, or what's your thoughts on that?
I love giving the option to customers. Have firsthand experience with your product, and you don't have to give them anything because they're already familiar with your product. So I think it's a really good situation to give people that option to become affiliates of that product. Now, I say that with a caveat of you're going to want to wait at least a month for them to have that product before you start going asking them if they want to be an affiliate, because you want to make them a super fan first. You want to make sure that they're going to give you positive reviews. So I would start with 2 weeks after they bought your product, giving them a questionnaire and seeing what kind of star rating they're going to give you, right? So if they're all of your 4 and 5s, those are the guys that I would ask into the affiliate program. Anybody with a 1, 2, or 3 stars, no way I'm going to ask them. So you have to be very specific on who you ask for in your clientele uh, to join your affiliate program.
Got it.
What
So
you got
go
thoughts
ahead.
on that as well?
Yeah. So that's my thoughts as well. Is like, how do you? Because my question was going to be, and you answered it. So basically, how would you warm them up? So it's from my perspective, it's like, okay, they bought, and I'll give you an example. It's like there was a lady that they were showing me on their software. It's like, okay, she bought this. I think it was a couple $1,000 product, and this is she became an affiliate, and then here's her taking user generated content with her using the product. All these things. It's like she hasn't made any sales yet, but but the cool thing was that they were explaining it's like now you have all this user generated content, and I thought that that was fascinating, but it's also the same thought process to me with what you were saying. It's like, how do you warm them up? Where if you send me a product, right, or let's say I buy from you, and then I hate this thing, it's like this thing sucks. Is if you ask me to be an affiliate, I'm going to give you an even worse review because it's like, okay, you're asking me to send you people, but your product sucks. So I think that having a questionnaire is super smart, where you can sit there and say, hey, Steven, so here's your 3 question questionnaire, or 5 questions, however many questions you want to have, and then I rate it if I do it. So I mean that's pretty
Yeah.
obvious too. It's like if I don't do it at all, it's like, oh, we're definitely not asking him.
Well, yeah, if they don't fill that survey out, then they're basically telling you, I'm not going to put in the work as an affiliate. It's that simple, right? Like you want the people that are interactive with your brand to be promoting your brand. So if they're not going to answer that survey, then it's not going to be worth my time to be reaching out and begging them to come be an influencer for it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So with your podcast, the Affiliate Nerd Out podcast, why did you decide to jump into podcasting?
Originally, it was for lead generation to my online course, which teaches affiliate management. And I've since pivoted what the purpose of the podcast was. So first was like getting my name out there and like promoting this product. But then it turned into like I just really enjoyed hanging out with industry people that I asked, and I was just in there picking their brains. So then it became a function of, hey, I'm educating myself and I'm getting smarter in affiliate marketing just by interviewing these people, and I'm taking the time to get to know people. Then secondly, like my network is suddenly growing even exponentially because I'm meeting these new people that I'm asking to be on the podcast, and they're connecting their audience to me, and now my word is spreading as a brand. And then lastly, like I pivoted again into like, hey, I can start asking people to be on this show that might make potential customers for the products that I have and want to promote. So if I make friends with them, they're much more likely to buy from me in the long run. So it's turned in and evolved over the 130 episodes that I've done. But
Well,
the first and foremost concept of is that I'm making more friends in this industry because of this podcast over the last year.
yeah, that's something that I've run into with the podcast. Is even just like you, I just love to have really cool people on, learn their story. I get to ask questions that I want to know, and it's genuinely interesting, because I think as well with my listeners being small to medium sized business owners, e-commerce brands, angel investors, is these kind of questions they're going to want to know answers to, because not being a business owner in the beginning, you're kind of like a Swiss Army knife, but the more eventually you become more of like a scalpel where you're very precise on the things that you do. So for me is I just want to have an understanding. Like not necessarily do I want to be the scalpel where I completely go and do all the affiliate stuff myself. Maybe that's where the Afistash comes in, but I want to have an understanding of what I'm looking at, because that's what I've noticed has made great clients for me. These are people who they understand what their stuff is. They understand what it means to be an e-commerce brand and kind of the different aspects of it. They just may not be great at it. So now I can come in and help them with those things. And that sounds like what you're doing with the podcast. I love that, being able to network. And that's one of the biggest advantages of having a podcast.
Yeah, and it's great. And your strategy is very similar to what I'm doing out there as well. And you're great at interviewing. I can tell you've been doing this a long time and conversations flow. And I can't tell you, there's only been a handful of times where I didn't get along with somebody in those 130 episodes. And the ones that weren't might have been like forced sponsors or people that were like really pitching something, and I didn't know them enough to ask them to be a guest. They kind of like jam their way into being a guest. So I find it the natural fit for the podcasting is having some kind of semblance and
Mm-hmm.
connection with the person before you get started with this kind of conversational method.
Yeah. So with all of your hundred some odd episodes, what is one that stands out in your mind? It's like, that one was really tough for whatever reason. Because I would love to tell you mine after you share yours. Because mine is, because you talked about you've had a handful. Mine was the very first episode.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Hey, that's tough. And, uh, you know, that could be a testament of being underprepared, early on in the days. You don't know what this podcast is going to be. I would say it was probably 30 episodes deep, and I was already getting some traction, and somebody reached out with a sponsorship offer. They wanted to pay me $500 to go to be on the show and do some extra promotion of it. And I said, well, sure. Why would I turn away $500? And if you think my audience is relevant, and who am I to tell you no? So I brought him on, and it was a CEO from a very large company that I had no prior conversations with, and it was awkward. Like, I didn't know the right questions. I didn't know the brand enough. I didn't know what their services were doing enough. So I came in underprepared, and it got real awkward, and it was maybe the shortest episode I've ever had because of it.
Fascinating. That's similar to my very first one. What was fascinating with that is it wasn't my first time podcasting. So I've done a lot of different webinars. I've been a speaker. I've been a guest on hundreds of podcasts. So when I started my own, it's like I've got some decent experience. I'll just spin my own up. And to begin with, it was a video journal where I was just talking to myself basically. But then I remember I read this book. It was my favorite book of 2023 called The Uncertainty Solution. And I asked the author to be on the show. It's like, hey, love this book. Would love for you to be on the show. And he said, yes. So I'm prepping for that one. And I get a message. And the message is like, hey, I would love to come on your podcast. The guy had a pretty big following. I went, why not? So I let him come on the show. And I had done some prep on this guy. I'd looked up who he was, the clientele that he worked with. I looked at his business. He had a book coming out. So I had done some research. And I will never forget. I remember we're talking. I introduced him similar to how I introduced you. And then I said, so tell me, who is one of your favorite clients? Like, who are the people that you enjoy working with? Something like that. It's like, who do you enjoy working with? And he said, I don't work with people. And mind you, he's a consultant that only works with people. And I went, this is going to be a long show. So this is my first one. And this guy, and he's just like, I don't work with humans. And I went, okay. I was like, okay, so explain what you mean by that. And so he goes into this like rant about the kind of that they had to be like this very unique subset of humans that he works with. And there has to be this kind of mentality, and they have to take these kinds of tests and have these scores for him to even consider them. And I'm just going, okay. And I said, so how do you find them? It's like, I don't find them. They find me. Great. And so it's supposed to be 30 minutes. It lasted 18. I said, amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Catch you in the next one. And it was like, that's my shortest one by far. But I did post it. I'm man of my word. Yeah, I posted it. It still lives. It's still there. But that one was a fascinating joyride of just like, and it was crazy because after the show was over, we're sitting there in the virtual green room space, and he goes, "Man, that was incredible. You did amazing. It's like I think you have genius level intellect. It was just incredible, incredible show." And I went, "Okay, great." Yeah, it was really, really weird. I almost hit record again because he was just so much nicer off camera. Yeah,
It is weird. Like, I don't know if you have the same situation, but I've always said I'm not for everybody.
yeah.
And when I get on to interview people and they're not going to get my sense of humor every time, or uh, we just clash personally or opinion wise, I don't have any problems with opinions being different than mine. But like when you have an opinion about my opinion, then it can start to get awkward. But every experience, I find everything, so I have no problems like laughing through awkward situations like that.
See, I was trying, but that guy was mean mugging me the whole time. He just and stared, and it was the whole time. I I still remember that episode vividly. It haunts me in my dreams. But Dustin, you've been incredible. Thank you so much for being with us today. How can people learn more about Aphostash, more about Inflection? How can they connect with you and listen to the podcast?
Super easy to find. You can find me on LinkedIn, Dustin Howes. I'm the only one out there. Me at dustinhowes.com. If you have any questions about affiliate marketing, just want some help, I give 15 minutes to just about anybody that needs answers to questions about affiliate marketing. So hit me up there and we can take it from there.
Sweet. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It was a great conversation.
Well, great, Steven. You're doing a great job. Keep it up, bud.
Thank you. Everyone listening, we'll catch you in the next episode.